First game we have on the slate is a 7 p.m. kickoff between Ball State and Kent State. This one at Kent State. The Flashes are a 7-point home favorite, over under of 62 in this one. Coming to you live from Dick's Stadium, DIX, not like Dick's Sporting Goods. And what do you feel about this one, man?
Well, I'm going to be there, so I'm excited for that.
Nice.
And the move up to 7, that is important because when I prepped for this 2 hours ago, it was 6.5. And we know that because 7 is a key betting figure in football, that 6.5 to 7 point bump is very notable. What's also interesting is that my aggregate power ratings only favor Kent State by 4.9 at home. And I like to break down what power ratings are telling me what, because if you just go off FPI, I see FPI is probably the weakest of the power ratings that I take into account here. And the FPI is actually the one that favors Kent State the most. Yeah. SP Plus has them dead even on a neutral field. Sagarin likes Kent State by 4.4 points at home. So these kind of sharper, more built-out power ratings are favoring Kent State by fewer points than they're favored for. But the market really likes Kent State because this number was at, it opened at 5.5. It dropped down to 4.5 as of Sunday afternoon. And we see it full charge up to 7. So is Ball State going to be missing a key part of their offense or defense? Maybe. Are other power ratings saying other things? Also maybe. Kent State is getting their quarterback back, though. Colin Shilly? Don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry on the pronunciation guide there. He didn't play last game, but he should be back. And the word is that if he would have played for Kent State, they would have won last game and been back on the track here. Ball State's quarterback, John Paddock. This guy is completing fewer than 62% of his passes, 61.5%. That's not great. 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And yet Ball State is still a top 30 pass rate offense. Like, they don't have a very skilled quarterback, but they're still throwing the heck out of the ball. That's interesting to me. It's an interesting choice. They're a much more efficient rushing team. They have a player, Carson Steele. He's kind of a do-it-all guy, has over 1,000 scrimmage yards and 9 touchdowns on the season. The popular pick for this game that I've seen around is betting the over 62 points. Sure, things get kind of weird in action. These two teams don't field defenses. Kent State's is one of the worst metrically in the nation, and Ball State's is not too far behind that. Closing line value on Kent State, that's well gone, especially now that we've hit 7. I think I'm going to zag. A lot of those sharper ratings are leaning Ball State, but the market is moving toward Kent State. And now that's hit that 7 mark, maybe even 7.5 if you want to wait a little bit closer till kickoff. I'm okay with that. Kent State's defense is really just that bad, and the best player on the field is wearing red for Ball State. That's Carson Steele. So I think if it's going to be this big back-and-forth shootout where neither defense is getting any stops, I think I might lean the underdog if it goes over a touchdown.
Quick question for those uninitiated. Where is Kent State?
It's by Akron. So if you're looking at Ohio, it's in northeast Ohio, a little bit farther east of there. It's in the middle of somewhere. It's a nice school, nice campus. A lot of people local to me here in Cleveland go there.
To your point, both of these teams are allowing more points than they're scoring. Ball State, 24.5 points per game offensively, 28.1 allowed defensively. For Kent State, 28.6 points per game scored, but allowing 32.1. So just to recap, what are your bets on this? If you, are actually making the bet, or if not, just if kind of, for entertainment purposes, if you just want to have a bet on the game, what are you doing?
Well, now that it's hit 7, I am going to go put a ticket in for Ball State. I'm going to wait a little bit to see if I can get that 7.5 because that market movement's been really strong in the direction of Kent State. Maybe we can get another little half point there. If not, I am happy to bet Ball State, though. 7 on the road. I know Kent State has this crazy strength of schedule. We remember that they scheduled Oklahoma, Washington, and Georgia. Those are out of conference, so their metrics are a little bit skewed, but I'm just not impressed with what their defense brings to the table, even against MAC opponents.
Yeah, in fairness, Ball State scheduled Tennessee as well before we all knew Tennessee was one of the 3 best teams in the country, so they went out and played a tough opponent as well.